Alexander Palmer in Belgrade during winter time, where we've got just 48 hours to discover life in the Serbian capital, and hopefully most of it will be indoors. Also brought in from the cold, we talk to the pro-democracy voices who defied and outlived former President Slobodan Milosevic. He lost a war trying to stop Kosovo's independence, and recent elections here prove that's still a major issue. Well, this oracle predicts the future of the province Belgrade wants to keep. We also follow the national sport that's chasing its former glory and discover a conservative country where not everyone's conservative. It is -8 degrees and we're about to get what's called the unofficial NATO tour of Belgrade city centre. And I haven't got just one local to show me about. Oh no, I have two. Hello!
Hello!
Good morning!
Good morning!
It's very cold!
Yeah, it's so cold here. How do you like it?
It's like -10, I think.
I think it's -8.
Okay, -8.
They're going to be mad, can you tell? Hop in, crew! The Dushan's a pro-democracy journalist who lived in Belgrade through the 1990s Balkan Wars.
So we're gonna go now to see a building of state television, which was bombed during bombing by NATO.
For 11 straight weeks in 1999, NATO bombed strategic targets in the Serbian capital.
They didn't hit that part of the building or that part of state TV. They hit it exactly the place from which program was broadcasted, so it was black on TVs, you know.
State television was President Milosevic's propaganda channel. When the NATO bomb hit at 2 a.m, it took 16 lives, mainly technicians. And what about the people in Belgrade at the time? By this stage, were they supporting Milosevic?
They didn't support Milosevic so much, but you know, when it's the feeling when someone attacks your country, you know.
Everybody knew that we attacked because Milosevic politics. So both we didn't like Milosevic and we didn't like NATO because they were hitting like innocent people.
But NATO wouldn't stop until President Milosevic withdrew troops from the Serb province, Kosovo. They were murdering the majority ethnic Albanians who wanted independence.
So these buildings were the army headquarters. As you can see, they're destroyed.
NATO's campaign succeeded and Kosovo's been under a UN mandate ever since, but not before more lives were lost.
So we are approaching the Chinese embassy building, which was also bombed during bombing.
It was hit by a plane who flew from America.
And did they mean to hit the Chinese embassy?
They say they didn't. They wanted to hit some army building, which is like a couple of hundred of meters there.
They said they didn't know
They
this.
had old map.
Yeah. They didn't have this building in their
But
map.
I don't believe them, because they hit it exactly the room we saw of state TV from which TV program was broadcasted. So I don't believe in old map.
By the time troops left Kosovo, they'd forced 800,000 people from their homes and 10,000 were dead. Do you feel like the rest of the world sees you as war criminals?
Yeah, people have in their minds that we are all bloody Serbs and everything. I do not feel guilty, but I feel shame because I'm coming from Serbia and because of all the things which Serbs did. There are a lot of people who are war crimes, who are hiding from their responsibility and everything, and we suffer because of that.
And post-war Serbia is still suffering, with record high unemployment as its biggest economic problem. People everywhere do what they need to survive.
Amanda and crew are in this car. Illegal cab driver is driving them, and we are following.
Does the government give you any money if you're unemployed?
No.
Our cabbie's an accountant who used to make the average monthly wage, €280 or $350.
A little.
Is it not
For
enough
survive.
to live here?
No, it's a little for survive. On taxi, you can earn about 1,000
A month.
a month.
With over 40% youth unemployment, how much faith could young people really have in their future? We visited a local high school, and across this mainly Christian country, they were celebrating a religious feast.
Sretna slava. Sretna slava.
Nice girls.
you appreciate the compliments.
Oh, where are we going now?
Yeah, going that way.
It's very hard to succeed in Serbia. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I don't know, because the times have changed, you know, and all the people who they knew aren't, you know, so big anymore.
If you finish here at university, you're not sure that you will get a job here.
So why bother studying?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Peter told me many students hope to study overseas and to stay there.
I'm just looking at this building that we're passing.
That's a new Belgrade, as you can see. Very, very ugly.
The communist-era apartments were built under long-serving former Yugoslav president Josip Broz Tito.
This is like a new Belgrade. These buildings are not so ugly. They built them a couple of years ago.
But few can afford it, and this new area doesn't reflect what many hoped the transition to democracy would bring.
Big sport hall.
It was opened last year.
The Dushans were taking me to their work, B92, one of the loudest pro-democracy voices during the Milosevic era.
So radio was established in '89 and TV 2000.
And the radio is #1 here.
Yeah.
So this is like the news desk.
And they are very, very busy
Nervous?
now because the news are in 20 minutes, so they are
So they said, wow, what they're doing now in 1610.
In 1999, their boss made his own headlines when he upset Milosevic. Did you have any idea that reporting the NATO strikes was going to see you being arrested?
Dakle, to mi je pomoglo, naročito mi je pomoglo...
Bombing started at 23rd of March. On 12th of April, one journalist was killed. And the next on the list was him, Vera Matic. But he didn't knew that. His colleagues knew that, but nobody had the balls to say that to him. So he was 1 month... Okay, he didn't say that, I said the balls, okay.
He was imprisoned in a NATO target for 2 days, and although it's Milosevic who's now dead, he says the media's no more independent.
Nego su želeli takođe da kontrolišu.
This government is doing the same thing as Milosevic government was doing, controlling the media.
To pay for B92's long-fought-for independence, they went more commercial. But educational programs are still important.
The story about Mile is that he is fighting against transition and against being in the EU.
Yeah,
but it's comedy, it's sarcastic.
But the country Serbia wants to be part of the EU.
Of course. He grew up in communism and he celebrates all the idea of Tito and,
But EU membership's being refused until Serbia surrenders accused war criminal Ratko Mladic, who's still in hiding.
We can come to see a wonderful view of New Belgrade.
So who lives in houses like this here?
People who has a lot of money, like the biggest number of that people earned that money because they were doing something illegal during the years of crisis.
Could you afford to live over there?
Of course no, I couldn't. Like, it's very expensive,
Journalism just doesn't pay as well. Not that Dusan cares.
I can dance something, yeah, you want some?
That's atrocious.
After seeing Dušan's performance, well, we were ready for a professional. He's one of the Balkans' most respected artists, musician, singer-songwriter, poet, comedian, and activist. Using humour, irony and offensiveness, Rambo's always challenged his society's norms. But not everyone gets it, and in 1988 he renamed the music, which defined a time and a leader he despised.
I call it turbo folk as pejorative name, as ugly name for ugly music. But peasants didn't understand that it is ugly name.
Yeah.
They love it as a name and use it for themselves. And that make me only laughing.
Turbo folk mixes folk with modern music and was Milosevic's nationalistic soundtrack. Its most famous singer Setsa married accused war criminal Arkan. While Rambo is being banned for criticising Milosevic and his pro-war supporters.
They all talk about If we have to war, we will make war, no problem. But we want our country. It was like some mutual madness.
And you were very angry about that. Are you still angry about that?
I will die angry about it.
So what do you think of some of the artists that have taken turbo folk on, like Jelena?
Some not pretty women, some not very smart businessmen, bad instrument players, ambitious but not ability people, push themselves to media to make some success.
I wanted to meet the woman who could provoke such harsh words.
Okay, they're your bodyguards.
Yeah.
How many bodyguards
Well,
do you have?
assistants.
We have paparazzi, your fashion designer,
Yes.
and your
No, he's my best
assistant
friend,
and best
actually,
friend.
yeah.
Well, that's another category.
Yeah.
How do you look like this? I mean, you are incredibly striking.
But actually, I don't look like this. This is my hair extension.
And have you had any enhancements at all?
I mean, like
Over here?
breast enlargement, yeah, my breasts, yeah.
And did you do this for your business? Did you feel like you needed to do this? or-
Yes, of course. It was my wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even though Serbia is quite conservative, you still thought that it was needed?
Well, we have double standards here in Serbia.
Okay. All right. Tell me about them.
We are all Christian here, but the biggest Christians here are the biggest war criminals, let's say so. It's the country with rules I don't respect. A lot of people like me, a lot of people hate me, but there is nobody between, so it's very, very good for business.
So are you single now?
No, I'm not. I have a boyfriend. Yeah, he's a Jelena.
He's in jail.
I told you so. I told you my personal life is so bad. But I'm very popular.
She then invited us to Belgrade's newest nightclub. We were cornered by the paparazzi and the bodyguards while Dusan unleashed his moves on the Yeah Baby crowd. But the fun was wearing off. This was Jelena's work after all, where it's all about the headlines. And the news since then, she's dumped the boyfriend.